so these are my latest installs. 89sabers Fallen Order. So I've done quite a lot of work to these, a lot of weathering. So I sprayed them, took it back, then I used airbrush to give it some rust effect, and then there's some heat treatment and some on the emitters as well. Some battle damage. They're both slightly different. So this one, the heat treatment on the sides comes down a bit further. One of them's a bit more, I think this one's a bit more purple, and the other one's got a bit more blue in it. And then the rust is more dominant on this one as well. So I've installed both of these with a white Profi 2.2, shock NeoPixel pin set, 18650 power keeper battery, 24mm KR bass speaker, 2.1 recharge port, and they've both got James Wareham chassis. So he designed a double crystal chamber chassis, so they've both got that. I've flared out on the bottom of the handles to make it a little bit more like in the game. So they're both, the crystal chambers are slightly different on both of them. So this one's got silver with some sort of rust effect. There's some battle damage as well on this one, whereas this one is sort of more of a gold with some rust effect on it. So it's got crystal in here, and then the crystal on the bottom. So the bottom crystal lights up the bottom of the pommel. I'll demonstrate that in a minute. And they're real quartz crystals in them as well. They're both running the latest 5.8 OS. They've got battle mode on, twist ignition on and off. There's loads of features on this, too much for me to list. Just have to go on to the forums. So when I've sprayed this and weathered this down and everything, this has also had a clear coat on it, so it won't rub off or wash off, but it will scratch. If you knock it against something, especially something metal, you will mark it. You'll take chips out of it, but it is coated. So the recharge ports, both of these are turnstile kill keys.
What's the bounty on Jedi these days anyway?
You would be wise to surrender.
Yeah. Probably.
So they're both set up the same in config styles. One of them I put, so this one's got the blade plug in it, just for demonstration. They both come with blade plugs. And they both can be turned up as well. I think they're only running about 2200 and they can go up to about 28. They come with their box, although as you can see they're no longer fit in them. So what I do is I will pop a blade in this one. Alright, so the crystals as well. The crystals are both independent, so you can have them doing whatever you want. Oh, they're also on deep sleep, so if you don't use your lightsaber after a minute, it'll go out, you just power it back up and they'll come back on. It's just to save on battery time. So they're both independent, so you can program them both separately. So as you can see, this one's flash, fast flash, this one's a pulse. And then when you put the blade on, it will mimic the blade. So what I would do is I will pop the cover back on this one. I can go through a few sound fonts on the other one just so you can see the different colours in the crystal.
When I meditate, if I let my guard down, I lose control. Persistence, the force is my ally.
So to go through the fonts, you've got an auxiliary on the back, tiny little auxiliary, and then the front one. That's the power. You can, if you just push the auxiliary, it'll go through the fonts. If you point the lightsaber down, it'll go back.
When I meditate, if I let my guard, what's the bounty on?
You would be wise to surrender.
Back through.
Probably.
So you've got so with battle mode's not on this at the moment. So to activate battle mode, you hold down the auxiliary and swing it, you get a sound effect. That's now on battle mode. So the difference with battle mode is when you do a clash, it'll just do a clash, but in battle mode, if you do a clash and hold that clash, you'll get it to go straight into a lockup rather than you having to push another button for lockup. So that's now in lockup. And if you pull away, so if you're dueling and you do a clash, hold the clash, it'll go into a lockup. If you do a clash and pull away straight away, it'll still do a clash. There's loads on Facebook about it. Look up Fet on YouTube. He explains loads of stuff about it. So what I'll do now, move that to one side. I'll pop a blade into this one. Right, also this takes a 1-inch blade. It doesn't come with a blade. And I've done, I don't know, maybe 6 of these so far. And every single one is really tight, the blade. If you've just got a normal blade and you want to put it in it and it hasn't been sanded down, it won't fit. It has to be sanded down. You'll be able to put it in and it gets stuck and then you won't be able to get it out. If you have to force a blade in, the chances are you won't get it out, even if you think you just like a little bit. So this blade I've got is shaved down quite a lot. It fits in nearly everything, and even in this, it's still a bit tight. So, also it's got music. So yeah, like I said, it'll light up. The crystal actually comes down inside here, just sits just inside there. So it lights up really nice. So this isn't on battle mode, so it's normal clash. And then to do a lock up, you hold down the auxiliary and do a clash, and you'll get a lock up. It's also colour changing. False lightning, which is hold down the auxiliary and push the main power button. Oh no, it's colour, sorry. Hold down the power button and then touch the auxiliary. Colour changing. So you hold down the auxiliary, push the power button, and that's how you get colour changing. Don't expect you can hear me over the mouth. Over the music. Oh, it's pitch back in here now. So I'll just quickly go through these fonts so you get an idea of what's on here. I think there's about 4 cows on here. Then there's all sorts of other ones. Some from the game as well. There's the sisters on here, all sorts.
When I meditate, if I let my
So each cow I've done, put a light on because I can't see fuck all. Each cow I've done with a different colour, but like I say, you can colour change it anyway. I think every single sound font on here can be colour changed. Apart from maybe like a soak or something that's white, it would just give it a different colour to the white. So you get blue or purple, stuff like that.
Persistence in the Force is my ally.
And again, you get lit up nicely. So, and you get flares as well. So this one's got a blue flare. So it's ignition flare, and then it will fade out after a little while and just go to solid colour. So it's now just gone green. So sometimes when you've got the play plug in and you spark it up, it looks blue and the crystal looks green. That's because it's the only ignition. After a while that'll fade out and go to the proper colour.
Second, sister.
Pulse push as well, which is just holding down the power button.
How did Balin course?
White blade.
I wondered when you would return.
It's another white blade, but these have both got ones, I think it's one purple, one's blue-ish. And then like I say, I think the colour changing, you can put like a red, or you just put like colours into the white.
Hello,
But
Master.
it'll still stay white, but with a different colour overlay. Same with Ahsoka. So Ahsoka's have got a blue, like it's on screen, it's blue.
Always a pleasure to meet a Jedi. General Crow, you're being relieved of duty.
Oh yeah, like I said, it's got twist activation. So you can, rather than having to push the button, you can just twist it on, twist it off.
Darth Malak.
Ascension. Darth Trev.
So this one's got rain on the blade as well. You can see it if you look at the floor better than actually trying to look at the blade. See, every now and again there'll be like a black mark or something.
The Dark Lord Sauron.
Vader can't stop me now. Nothing can.
So I think I put a few star killers on here as well. So that ignition was like an orange and then it turns to red. I think it's called, it's animated. So this one's got, I'll turn the light up for this one because this one's got rain on the hum, rain and lightning. So I put rain indents on the blade. I'll turn the light up, you might be able to see a bit better. So every now and again you'll get like a white or black sort of mark on the blade.
What is your will, my master?
I think I missed one out there. I think we get a
Desolation.
yeah. Skip the boot out for some strange reason. It's a smoke effect blade. It's got a white ignition and then it's purple.
What is your will, my master?
Another star killer. This might be the last one, I'm not sure. And this one's got like a blue flare on the emitter with a yellow blade.
You would be wise to
And then back to
surrender.
the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm going to be putting them both up separately. Going to put them both on together. And then whoever buys one first gets to pick which one they'd rather have, and then the other one will be left. But yeah, there's subtle difference in it. If you like a bit of a darker look to it with the rust, and this one with the silver chassis. No, sorry. This one, which has got the gold chassis, the silver chassis is the lighter rust, and the so the heat staining on this is sprayed. It's not proper heat seeking, heat treatment, heat staining. So it's all airbrushed. But on the silver one, it's a bit higher. On the gold chassis, it comes down a bit more, and this is darker here. This is more like a grey. This one's got silver with black in it, and it's the rusting is a bit more orangey and a bit more vibrant. This one's a bit more subtle. The rust looks a lot better in person as well than it picks it up on camera. The same with the heat staining. It looks so much better in person. The camera doesn't do it any sort of justice at all. Right, but yeah, any questions, feel free to ask, and thanks for watching.